Once a project gets underway and people start working on their tasks, the activity starts to pick up, the notifications. You'll want to know how to stay on top of tasks in a project, but also your own tasks, maybe in multiple projects, and stay organized at the same time. That's what we're going to do in this movie. We'll begin inside a project, relocate HR to the first floor, and looking at the list view of our tasks, it looks like somebody has actually completed a task. We see one with a green circle and a check mark, and it looks like Dahlia Landon. So if we go to the details for that task and open up the details pane, we can see information about the task. And as we go down, you can see it was actually me who marked this as complete. So perhaps I noticed that it was done. Dahlia didn't mark it as complete because I'm a team member. I can go in and mark this as completed as well. Notice down below we see some options for appreciation for getting this done, especially getting it done early, but we'll leave those. All right, we'll click in the background. And how do we actually complete a task? Well, it's very simple. If we're looking at the project, you can see the tasks that are assigned to you and others. Simply go to the left-hand side where you'll see a round circle and a check mark. Clicking it will mark it as completed. Notice up at the top here in this view where we see all tasks, that's indicating to us that we're seeing tasks that have yet to be completed alongside the ones that do get completed. If you want to narrow it down just to the tasks that need to be completed, you can click here to change it to incomplete tasks. Notice we don't see the completed ones any longer. Doesn't mean they're gone, they're just hidden from view. We'll go back to incomplete tasks and go to completed ones. If we want to see all completed tasks or just the ones that were completed today, yesterday, or in the last 1, 2, or 3 weeks, we have those options. Looking at all completed tasks, you can see there's just a couple that have been completed. We'll go back up here, click it again, and go to all tasks. So for a smaller project where there aren't too many tasks, this is not a bad view, so we can get a feel for what's been completed and what still needs to be completed at the same time. Now, if you have tasks in a project or multiple projects, you can see all of your own tasks by going to My Tasks. Clicking here will show tasks in any project, and you'll see the projects listed over here on the right-hand side. Notice that these two have little circles with check marks that we can click. And that doesn't matter if you're in list view or in board view. In board view, whether it be in a project or looking at your own tasks, you'll also see that green circle and check mark as you hover over it next to the individual tasks assigned to you. I'm going to go back to list view, and because I was able to see that some of these recently assigned ones to me are coming up very soon, like research moving companies, I might want to get on that. And of course, once I have the research done, I'll come over here and click the check mark with the circle. Notice that it's marked as complete, and I can close this up before it disappears or undo the completion if I wanted to, but eventually that message does disappear. And you'll notice the default view here does hide any completed tasks. So if we go up to the top and take a look at what's being shown, you can see the default view for My Tasks is incomplete. Clicking here, we can go to all tasks, just like we did for any given project. So you can see all of these different things that have been done over time. So we'll go back to all tasks. You can see they can really pile up for multiple projects, and go back to the default here of incomplete tasks when looking at the My Tasks view. Going back to a project like Relocate HR, you can see now that it shows up as completed here as well. And again, you can choose which view you want to focus in on, whether it be all of the tasks at once, the completed ones, or the incomplete ones only. And that's ideal for larger projects with many, many more tasks. Some of these will also appear with what looks like an hourglass next to them. And that's because there are dependencies. So prepping furniture for move. If we go into the details, we'll see that this is dependent, if we click Show Completed Dependencies here, on things getting packed up. So one of them was completed, the other one was not, and that's why it's still kind of blocked and not ready to be marked for completion from this view. We'll click in the background to close that up. So you can look at the tasks in a project or look at your tasks by going to My Tasks. Go to the Home button to click there to see if there are any coming up soon. And you'll see a link that will take you directly to all of your own tasks, switches you over to that view right from the home screen. Lots of ways to stay up to date on any of the tasks in a project or your own tasks, and it's very easy to mark them as complete, then choosing which tasks you want to view. On occasion, when working on a project here in Asana, there may be tasks that need to be completed in a specific order. In other words, you can't complete one task until another task has been completed. It's called a dependency, and we can create them here in our projects in Asana, which is what we're going to do in this movie with our Relocate HR to First Floor project. As we scroll down, you can see in phase 2, we need to prep furniture for move, but we really can't do that until all of the computer equipment and personal belongings have been packed up. So in that case, we want to create a dependency, actually 2 dependencies for prep furniture for move. So clicking the details section here opens them up, and we do see an Add Dependencies button right below the project name. So clicking this allows us to choose from a list of tasks. For example, pack up personal belongings. Clicking this adds it as a dependency, making this task blocked by the dependency. Now, if we want to remove it, there's an X, but actually what we want to do is add a second dependency by clicking the plus sign just to the right of that. Go ahead. And now we'll choose pack up computer equipment. Those 2 things need to be done before we can prep this furniture to be moved. So now that the dependencies have been set, if we were to go up here to mark this task as complete, clicking it will show a warning. This task is still blocked by these tasks down below, packing up personal belongings and computer equipment. So we'll click cancel and wait for those to get completed. Now, once they're marked as completed, when we go to mark as complete, we won't see that warning. Just a nice way to ensure that certain tasks get completed in the right order. We'll click in the background to close up the details pane.